It's LT Melton with FetchingNews.com, and we're here with Coach Enrique Escalono. Coach, you coach Cameron Gregory, one of our local products here in East Cobb baseball. Talk a little bit about Cameron and the player and what you've seen out of him.
Honestly, there's not enough good things that I can say about Cam. True pleasure to be around. He's the atypical, show up before everybody and definitely the last one to leave. You almost got to drag him out of the cage. He always wants to get extra reps, or got to drag him off the field because he always wants that extra ground ball. But just an absolute joy to be around. Extremely good work ethic, and all-around baseball player from what I've seen in the numerous years that I've been around baseball. The kid's just got a natural gift, and I have absolutely no doubt that he's going to be making some noise for years to come.
Now, how long have you coached Cameron, and how long have you known him?
I've only had the pleasure of knowing him last year. Obviously, things are kind of still in limbo, depending on whether or not he wants to continue with us, because he will be starting school in the fall. So that's all on TCC and whether or not they want him going down for the summer. Obviously, I'd love to have him for the summer, but I understand he's got his future to look forward to. So whatever decision he decides to make, I'll 100% support it.
Now, you coach most of your kids, obviously, in summer ball. You don't see them throughout the year as much. How is that different than say, being their high school coach?
It's a little different in the sense of, our schedules are completely revolved around their normal life. It is extracurricular, by all means. One thing that I can say coming up from East Cobb myself, it is that extra exposure, the tournaments, the showcases, the scouting that goes on at our events typically is another stepping stone for these players that, for instance, might be in a smaller town that might not get the exposure that the big city kids might get. So that's probably the only difference. And it's a unique experience when you get, a blended team, considering you've got 15 to 20 kids coming from every single different high school. That would be the only difference. And again, you don't get to see them every day. But Cam and I do keep tabs with one another and, see how he's progressing, things that he needs to work on. And, like I said, overall, just amazing kid.
Now, you mentioned the exposure of the East Cobb baseball. Talk a little bit about just how big and how well-renowned East Cobb baseball is nationally when it comes to baseball.
When it comes to baseball, I would find it very difficult to find a comparison to East Cobb. Since being established, Gary Baldwin obviously has done a tremendous job building up that affiliation and that association in Marietta. As far as kids going on to play at the next level, whether it be college of all levels or even further in the pro level, there's just no comparison as far as the talent that's come through there. It's amazing to see how a smaller area in Georgia that people from around the country probably aren't necessarily familiar with, but year after year you see kids literally traveling from all over the country to come play at East Cobb, and that just speaks for itself. The brand of East Cobb definitely has its traditions and lifestyle that we like to live up to, but as far as comparing programs, East Cobb, it's top notch, and anyone that knows anything about baseball at the higher levels, I think, would agree with me 100%.
Well, thank you, Coach. I appreciate your time.